Hello, everyone. Welcome to the sports show with Braden
So,
and Micah.
hello there.
And today we are talking about the big game, which was a garbage game, Kansas City Chiefs versus
Yeah.
Jacksonville. And I'm going to leave this to Micah because he picked this awful game.
It was like an industrial trash can dumpster fire. It was a big game, but it was definitely bad. The first half was absolutely egregious. I unfortunately made myself watch that. I mean, you can't score 9 points in total on both sides of the ball in an entire half of football, even if it's NFL. And the defense played okay on both sides, but it wasn't like the defense was playing amazing. It's just because both the offenses stink. I mean, the Chiefs really picked it up in the second half and actually put some points on the board. Patrick Mahomes did all right. Travis Kelsey started getting a rhythm in, so I think they'll be fine after this game. But neither team really deserved to win this. I mean, the Jags, that offense was terrible. They didn't deserve any points. You know your team is not doing well on offense when all your points are from your kicker. Only scored 9 points, didn't get into the double digits. Trevor Lawrence, I saw him many times just absolutely sail balls over his receivers that were wide open, throwing the ball too late, making bad plays, not plays, making bad reads and decisions. So T-Law did not have a good game. I'm not sure if he will have a good game next week. They go against the Texans next week, so he should be able to bounce back there, but Trevor Lawrence did not have a good game. This was just overall a very nasty, ugly game. We expected it to be, well, at least I expected it to be a somewhat offensive shootout, at least for NFL standards. Thought they would at least reach the 20s, but it was just overall not a good game.
Yeah. Um, Generally, at the beginning of the season, defenses come out and play well until offenses can kind of start to get in sync and a rhythm. Um, I still thought it was a pretty good game. Chris Jones came back, and we definitely noticed the effect that he has on the game. Chiefs were good to finally work out a deal with him. Travis Kelsey was a little bit quiet for his standards, but he was just coming off an injury. The Chiefs are going to be fine. 1-1 right now. They don't have any pressure from the AFC West. The Chargers are like 0-2. The Broncos are 0-2. The Raiders have one win so far. So they're going to be okay. Jaguars, they're also going to be okay in the AFC South. This was a good kind of check the temperature, see where these teams are. Obviously, there just wasn't a lot of scoring. And there were a couple times where Trevor Lawrence was so close to connecting with receivers, but they were out of outside the end zone, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And there's one where he just blatantly missed. So they got to work on that. But they were really close to making this game much closer than it was. The score looks close, but it wasn't that close.
This was just a horrible game to watch. This was a game of missed opportunities out the wazoo by freaking Jacksonville. They get like what in the first quarter, second quarter, they get they recover a fumble on a kick return and like the 20, and that results in a field goal. Get like an interception, nothing happens. Uh, Lawrence looked bad. He couldn't connect with anybody. Like this was egregious. This was as bad as like the year after Jacksonville went to the AFC Championship. Bad. But Kansas City, they didn't look good either. Mahomes, he didn't connect. I mean, he connected enough to win the game. But you know what's interesting? Why is it that every time the Chiefs' offense is in trouble, the defense always seems to have the win for them?
Yeah, I mean that.
It's the NFL scripted.
Gosh,
Hey,
I'm
no,
joking.
we're not a
but
conspiracy
time,
organization.
another time and day for that. Uh, I just think the Chiefs' offense does so well that the defense only has to step up to, say we have to win the game only a few times. They don't have to do it all the time. If they did it all the time, there would be more times where they would fail because that's just the way it is. Nobody's perfect. But, you know, at the times when the offense isn't lighting up the scoreboard, the defense can say, hey, we're going to tighten down and figure this out, but they usually don't have to do that. They only have to do it, a couple times. And Chiefs defense is pretty good. I mean, Nick Bolton at linebacker, he's all over the field. And obviously Chris Jones lining up inside, outside. I mean, it seemed like last year, on third downs, he'd be there. He'd be making a play. He'd be rushing the quarterback, making him uncomfortable, getting a sack. So he's really a game changer. And now that they have him back, they're looking like that Super Bowl team again.
Yeah, Chris Jones certainly made some plays this game. The Jaguars did too, but even though they only allowed 17 points, like that defense looked bad at times. Just
I would have liked to see the Jaguars run the ball a little more in the red zone
yeah, why
and
why
not with,
why am I not using Travis that much? Like he's a
yeah,
gadget player.
they had like 6 downs in the red zone once, and they threw it on 4 or 5 of those plays. And the one run play was Trevor Lawrence trying to fake everybody out and run to the outside the pylon, but he didn't get anybody. And that's more of a Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen play. It's not for Trevor Lawrence, honestly. They could have just easily ran it with Trevor Lawrence up the middle on the side that Chris Jones was not on, you know, and they would have got more yardage.
Yeah, it's like Kelsey on the other hand, like I thought he was good on his way back. Yeah, he was like what 3 for 6 or 3 for 7, but he caught a couple catches, but they were turned back as penalties. But Jawan Taylor, what a freaking clown he is! That bozo
But
with 5 penalties, acting like an idiot.
yeah, they benched him at one point
They should
for part
honestly
of.
say, okay, you're not playing next game. Just stop. We paid you $80 million to do what? Put us on the news for
But
being bad?
you see, he gets one flag for lining up illegally, and then he lines up illegally the next play and doesn't get flagged. I think the Chiefs coaches might be telling him to do that. I don't know. I
Oh, they're
mean,
certainly taking advantage of it.
is he just acting alone, or the Chiefs like somebody you know on the coaching staff is saying, "Hey, this worked out pretty well. Let's do it again." I don't know.
I think it's more like they're just testing their boundaries of what they can get away with.
And not only that, but he had like holding calls and all that.
Illegal formation.
Yeah.
You know, Michael, what do you think about that bozo?
I watched so many yellow flags just thrown in the air. It was terrible. It was mostly, I mean, he was scoring, like, he probably scored as many points as Jacksonville did with the amount of flags, if a flag counts as like a point or two. He was just getting flag after flag doing the same thing, making rookie mistakes. But I think overall, this is just a game to forget. It's just, it wasn't these teams' potential. They just need to fix what happened and just make sure it doesn't happen again. Trevor Lawrence would like get down the field. He would be marching down the field with his team, and then once he got like inside the 30, he would be like, "Oh, I don't know how to throw the football now. We'll just take another field goal," or he would get them out of field goal range. So they need to make sure that they can finish the drive off strong instead of just getting to like the 30, the 20, the 10, and then just deciding to not score.
Yeah.
Now let's
And most,
remember when Orlando Brown Jr. left the Chiefs to go to the Bengals, they thought Jawan Taylor was the answer. So far, he's not. I mean,
I
granted,
mean,
the Bengals are 0-2. But I mean, it's not like the Lions being the issue right now. It's Joe Burrow trying to get back out of the rest.
And we also have to take into account that Kadarius Toney rebounded this game with 5 receptions, 35 yards, and 7 yards average per reception.
But didn't
So
he fumble? I thought he dropped a pass or fumble at one point.
I believe he did. But at least he improved on the stat line from last week.
So my final thoughts of the game are, just missed opportunities by the Jaguars. Any other team would kill for this opportunity. Stopping the Chiefs for like 17 points, getting all these weird mistakes by them, only score 9 points. This is just a
Right.
disappointing game if you're a Jaguars fan.
Yeah, if the Jags take advantage of a couple of those mistakes and don't over if they went into the red zone and actually scored a touchdown or two, they probably would have easily won this game. But at the same time, the Chiefs also played good defense. Now there was one play where I believe it was Zay Jones wide open in the end zone. Trevor Lawrence just missed him. He airmailed it. It didn't look good at all. The Jags are going to be okay. This is just one game against a really good team. They're going to be fine. Take the AFC South and probably be a force in the playoffs. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Take the AFC South and then losing the Chiefs at home. All right, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to bet you.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe if we cover that game and Jaguars win, I'll be eating it.
Yeah, you might
All right, we'll see y'all later.
make